The first sign wasn't a lipstick stain, a secret phone call, or some dramatic lie. It was a look. A look that told me she was somewhere else while sitting right in front of me. We were eating dinner. I was telling her about a funny moment at work, and halfway through my sentence, she blinked back to reality like she had forgotten I existed. Her fork hovered in the air, eyes glazed with thoughts she didn't want to share. "You okay?" I asked. She forced a smile that only made everything worse. "Just tired." That smile haunted me for weeks. It felt like a mask slipping out of place. Little things kept piling up. She turned her phone over every time a notification popped up. She'd laugh quietly at messages she refused to explain. "It's just work jokes," she'd say. But the phone never left her pocket unless she was alone. Calls went unanswered unless she stepped outside. She'd stay late at the office more often than she came home on time. One night, I walked into the living room and saw her texting. When she noticed me, she jumped like I had caught her committing a crime. "Can you not sneak up on me?" she snapped. I wasn't sneaking. I just walked in. She stood up and shoved her phone into her purse like it was a burning secret. "You always assume the worst," she said, brushing by me. I didn't assume anything. But suspicion filled the spaces where trust used to live. I tried to ignore it. I tried to give her love, attention, anything she needed. But her heart wasn't arriving home with her body anymore. Then came the night that finally broke the illusion. She was in the shower. Her phone buzzed on the counter. "John, safe to talk? Miss you already." Just 6 words. Enough to destroy a marriage. My jaw tightened so hard it hurt. My hand shook as I put the phone back exactly as it was. I didn't want her to know I'd seen it. I didn't want a fight I wasn't prepared for yet. My wife. Missing someone else. When she came out wrapped in a towel, humming softly, water still dripping from her hair, I almost asked right then. My throat burned with the need to know. But I waited. Because I wanted the truth from her mouth. Not from a screen. The next morning, she cancelled our date night. Again. "Emergency meeting," she said, already dressed nicer than she had been on our anniversary. I just nodded. I had stopped arguing. All my energy was going into holding myself together. My best friend, Adam, saw through me when we grabbed lunch. One look and he said, "Man, you look like someone kicked your soul." So I told him everything. He didn't say I was crazy. He didn't say I was jealous. He said exactly what I needed to hear. Find the truth before it kills you. That night, I couldn't wait any longer. I sat her down on the couch. "We need to talk," I said. She looked like a deer cornered on a highway. "About what?" "Us." Her shoulders dropped. She stared at her hands, twisting her wedding ring. "I've been thinking," she whispered. "I'm not sure about us anymore." The words sliced through me. Sharp. Clean. Final. But heartbreak has a strange way of making you stronger in moments that should destroy you. I nodded slowly. "That's fine," I said quietly. "I've already filed." Her head snapped up. "What?" "I filed for divorce yesterday." She went pale, lips parted, fear flooding her eyes. "What? Why? You never said anything about divorce." I breathed out through the pain. "Tell John the first said hi." Her entire body froze. Silence filled the room like smoke after a fire. She didn't deny it. She didn't pretend she didn't know who I meant. That silence told me every truth I needed. She finally whispered, "How long have you known?" "Long enough." Tears filled her eyes, but I felt nothing except a deep, exhausted hurt. The kind that feels old even when it's brand new. "It wasn't physical," she said quickly. "I swear. I was lonely." And he listened. "I didn't mean for it to happen." "You didn't mean for what to happen?" I asked. "The part where you stopped loving me or the part where you hoped he missed you?" She grabbed my arm. "I do love you." "Maybe. But you don't love us." She broke down then. Sobs that shook her whole body. "He made me feel seen again," she cried. I was scared to admit that something was missing between us. "I didn't want to hurt you." "You hurt me anyway," I said, voice low. You just did it in secret. She begged for another chance. She said she would end it. She said she would go to therapy. She said everything someone says when they realize what they're losing. I didn't respond. Because I didn't trust my words. If I spoke too much, I'd collapse. If I yelled, I'd regret it forever. So I left. I drove around until the shaking in my hands stopped. I parked near the river where we had our first date. I remembered the excitement in her eyes when she used to look at me. When did that look disappear? I saw us laughing in the reflection of the water. I saw all the birthdays, the private jokes, the nights holding each other through storms. None of it felt fake. But it felt far away. Part of me wanted to turn back and fight for her. Fight for us. Because love doesn't disappear overnight without a trace. Another part of me knew she had already made her choice. Emotional cheating cuts deeper because they give away the part of them you treasure most. Their heart. When I returned home, she was sitting by the door, clutching her phone like she was afraid I'd vanish completely. I blocked him, she said quickly. I'll switch jobs if I have to. I'll do anything. Please don't give up on us. Her voice was raw. Desperate. I stared at her, trying to see the woman I married in the one crying on the floor. I'm not giving up, I said. I'm just not going to be the only one holding on. We talked until morning, voices soft and tired. She admitted everything. The late-night texts. The lunches. The moment she looked forward to talking to him more than talking to me. She said it was never supposed to go further. She said she felt guilty every day. I believed her. And that almost hurt more. Our marriage wasn't shattered by passion or lust or a dramatic affair. It cracked because she drifted and didn't tell me she was drowning until someone else pulled her ashore. The divorce filing wasn't a threat. It was a wake-up call. For both of us. Now, we're in therapy. We're talking more than we have in years. We're rebuilding from rubble, one painful conversation at a time. I'm learning that love is not enough without communication. She's learning that attention is not a substitute for honesty. Some nights are still hard. Some mornings feel fragile. But we keep showing up. She told me she's grateful I didn't walk away completely. I never said it out loud, but part of me did walk away. The part that believed we were untouchable. The part that thought she could never hurt me like that. Trust is coming back in quiet steps, but it's different now. It has scars. She sits closer to me these days. She reaches for my hand more often. She looks at me like she's memorizing my face. Like she finally knows what she almost lost. Sometimes I catch her staring at me with that old tenderness, and the ache softens a little. We're learning how to love each other again. Slowly. And even though I said I'd already filed, I haven't submitted the paperwork to the court yet. It's still sitting in a folder inside my desk drawer, waiting for a final decision. I told her once that love shouldn't have to beg to survive. She agreed. Then she reached for my hand and held on. Maybe that's all we can do right now. Hold on. Not to what we used to be, but to what we might become again. The night she told me she wasn't sure about us anymore, she expected me to fall apart. Instead, I let the truth speak for itself. Tell John the First said hi. And from that moment on, she finally understood what it feels like to be afraid of losing someone you love.